Today we're talking about a major legal victory for Nelly, and this one could have some serious implications for artists, groups, and anyone involved in the music royalties. A federal judge has ruled that Nelly is entitled to $67,586 in attorney fees after successfully defending himself in a lawsuit connected to his landmark album, Country Grammar. Now, if you've been following this story, you know that former St. Lunatics member Ali Jones filed a lawsuit claiming he and others were not properly credited or compensated for their contributions to the album. The allegations centered around songwriting credits and royalties connected to one of the most successful rap albums of the early 2000s. But the court ultimately sided with Nelly. According to the ruling, the claims were filed far too late, making them legally invalid under the applicable statuses and copyright rules. In other words, the judge wasn't just looking at whether someone felt wronged. The court looked at whether the claims were brought within the time period allowed by law. And that's where things get interesting. Not only did Nelly win the case, but the judge also ordered that he be compensated for a substantial portion of the legal fees he spent defending himself. His legal team reportedly requested more than $84,000, but after reviewing the billing records, the court reduced that amount and awarded approximately $67,586. What makes this story more notable is that reports indicate other members of St. Lunatics distanced themselves from the lawsuit, saying they had not authorized the legal action. So now the conversation isn't just about royalties or songwriting credits. It's about whether the lawsuit should have been filed in the first place and what responsibilities attorneys have when bringing claims that courts may view as legally unsupported. Nelly's legal team has argued that cases like this can become expensive distractions, forcing artists to spend significant amounts of money defending claims that ultimately don't move forward. And that's really the bigger question here. Was this a legitimate attempt to resolve a long-standing dispute, or was this a legal battle that should never have made it as far as it did? Either way, the result is clear. Nelly not only defeated the lawsuit, he also walked away with a court order requiring the other side to cover tens of thousands of dollars in legal expenses. But I want to know what you think. Do you believe artists should still be able to pursue claims involving older music projects decades later? Or do you think there has to be a point where legal disputes reach a deadline and stay there? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. This is Ian Alex, and I'll catch you on the next one. So, in regards to this Nelly situation, I'm a little bit torn because I do feel like people who did something should be compensated no matter what. But then I do understand time constraints or not filing on time, because people love to go back years later when they're probably broke or disgruntled at somebody else's success, then want to come out and make an allegation of not being paid or not doing this. You got people who do that with more serious allegations. You just come back out of nowhere, years past, 20, 30 years, and someone's just making an allegation that you did something to them back in the day. And I don't like that. I feel like that is super dangerous and a waste of the court's time and your time and money, where somebody could just say something, no proof, no nothing, and now I gotta fit the bill. So I kind of am leaning on the side of there should be a cutoff. You know what I mean? Although I want people to get what they're supposed to get, I think people need to do their due diligence when the moment is now. You know what I mean? If you don't and you miss out, so is life. Life is like that. If you don't do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, you'll miss out on opportunities. And so that's Ali's fault, you know what I mean, for not, saying something earlier. You wait till this man is multiple Grammys, all this. This is the first album he's trying to go back and say that they didn't get credit and compensation for. He was running around as Saint Lunatics for that whole time after that. Nelly had put out multiple albums after that where he could have had said something, then. So it really falls on deaf ears now that you're trying to come back and say that, oh, I need blase, blase, blah as a result of not getting paid years ago. You know what I mean? And I do feel like he should pay the lawyer fees, because I would hate that somebody makes a claim, as people do, and now I'm out here paying for the bill that you put me into. Nah, I don't think that's the move. But that's my thoughts. This is food for thought. Y'all do the dishes. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube. I am Ian Alex. And leave your comments and your suggestions on what I should do next. All right, peace.